Feel about your DMs with Drake being leaked to the world?
My DMs were never leaked. It's not my DMs.
There's a lot of people posting DMs.
I don't know why they think it's
Y'all
my
was saying some weird shit, bro. I wasn't going to say
Hold on,
nothing. Because you my brother. No.
A lot of it
not
was
my DMs.
grand, but some of it
Why
looked like
was
it
you
was too,
comparing
right?
briefs?
No, what?
When it comes to Mega Karen, yeah, we're talking about Drake. You already know exactly why this conversation is happening. If you're ready to unpack the most anti-hip-hop behavior this man has ever displayed in his career, now's the time to hit that like button and subscribe. Because what's unfolding is straight chaos. Drake has officially stepped over a line so bold that it's no longer just about rap beef. It's a matter of whether you stand with him or stand with hip-hop itself. Show some love to the culture and make sure the genre wins, while Lob and his strange little entourage take the biggest L they've ever seen. Right now, with Drake dragging the Not Like Us situation into a courtroom, we're witnessing a level of desperation that even by his standards is shocking. And that says something, considering how messy his career has already been. But this is different. The way he's handling it is unreal. From targeting Kendrick Lamar's kids and family in his lyrics, to dragging up Kendrick and Whitney's past, twisting narratives about Dave Free's DNA, and randomly name-dropping people like Pusha T and Screwface G. It's chaos, not calculated. He's clearly throwing everything he can just to see what sticks, but instead of looking powerful, it reeks of panic. At the same time, you got grown men hiding behind fake female profiles, hyping Drake up like he just won a championship. Let's be real, nobody's buying that act. We see you. You're not fooling anyone. And all you do is flood timelines just to get under people's skin. It's cringe-worthy. The more noise you make, the clearer it becomes. Drake has never looked this desperate. And here's where it gets worse. If you're one of those people defending him, it's time to face the music. Not only is he not walking away from this with those wild demands being met, but whatever respect he still had in hip-hop, it's gone. That card's been declined. He's officially out. His new title is sealed. Last name Karen, first name Lamest. That's it. Even the die-hard fans, the ones who've been spinning the narrative that Drake is somehow saving the game, have finally been forced to admit the truth. He's not a protector of the culture. He's waging a petty, personal war fueled entirely by ego. This has nothing to do with the greater good, and everything to do with a bruised pride. That's the real story. And it's uglier than anything we've seen from him before. It's the ultimate contradiction, and it turns this whole case into the circus it truly is. Let's just call it what it is. Drake never had a single shred of real evidence behind the things he was saying about Kendrick Lamar to begin with, and now it's all backfiring. This lawsuit doesn't just make Drake look desperate. It's actively harming hip-hop. The moment you see his own lyrics being twisted into legal demands to dig into Kendrick's personal life, it becomes clear this has nothing to do with music anymore. It's about breaking down the very foundation of artistic expression. And don't think artists aren't watching this. Rappers everywhere are taking notes, because the way Drake is moving right now could make everyone second-guess just how far they're willing to go in a diss. Nobody wants to see their bars turned into subpoenas. Drake is asking for details about every aspect of Kendrick's life, both personal and professional. And it's a blatant overstep. It's not just about record labels anymore. He's even demanding the full valuation of Kendrick's entire music catalog. Think about how insane that is. He's literally reaching for numbers on Good Kid, Mad City like it's a smoking gun. From DNA testing to financial audits, this lawsuit has spun completely off the rails. It has nothing to do with Not Like Us, or even the beef anymore. What it really is Drake dragging Kendrick, his name, and his family into a mess that never should have left the studio. Each time his legal team files another ridiculous request, it forces outsiders to pry deeper into Kendrick's world, all for the sake of Drake's ego trip. That's not justice. That's obsession, plain and simple. Let's not sugarcoat it. There's no ambiguity here. Drake has never made it more obvious that he's fully obsessed with Kendrick Lamar. And the timing? Wild. The fact that this is all exploding right around the anniversary of Control feels poetic, like history looping back around. Only now, Drake doesn't look like a competitor. He looks like a man unraveling. What we're seeing is the ultimate grift. Drake, one of hip-hop's most calculated manipulators, is trying to sabotage Kendrick. Not through tracks, not through lyrical skill, but by poking into his personal life and burying him in legal distractions. He couldn't win in the booth, so now he's whining in court, waving the Karen flag higher than ever. It's not power, it's pathetic. These aren't strategic moves. They're the last-ditch antics of someone who knows the real battle was already lost. Instead of creating a great record or showing up with a solid plan, Drake has gone all in on irritating Kendrick in the most invasive ways possible. That's not hip-hop. That's legal harassment dressed up as competition. And when you pair all of this with Drake's own admission that he silenced Pusha T behind the scenes, the whole picture starts to make sense. He's willing to destroy his own reputation, flush his credibility, and maybe even risk his entire legacy, all for some twisted attempt to take Kendrick down with him. Let that sink in. He's not trying to elevate himself. He's only trying to drag someone else down. That's not the mindset of a top-tier artist. That's the behavior of someone who already took the L. But maybe that's the truth Drake can't handle. Making a great track was just too hard this time. And that's how we ended up in this courtroom circus. There's still more chaos we could unpack, like how he's dragging content creators like Screwface Gene into the mess. But here's the real takeaway. If you're even remotely connected to hip-hop, or if you care about music and art at all, you can't look away from what's happening right now. The line has never been clearer. You're either standing with the culture, or you're standing with Drake. There is no in-between. And if you're still siding with Drake, you've lost your place in rap, period. Because in the 52-year history of hip-hop, no one has ever dismantled the culture's core values the way Drake is doing right now with these court papers. This isn't just messy, it's historically bad. And to the OVO stands hiding behind fake accounts, screaming Drake is winning? You're not fooling anybody. The facts are all out in the open. Drake literally admitted to censoring Pusha T's music for years. Those are his own words. And now he's mad he couldn't pull the same stunt on Kendrick? That's not a W. That's a confession. So at this point, all we can really do is take a page from Pusha T, Malice, and the Clips. Let God sort him out. Because honestly, what else can you do when one of the biggest names in hip-hop has spiraled into one of the most bitter, petty meltdowns the culture has ever seen? So now I've got to ask, what do you think about this train wreck Drake just unleashed? What's the wildest, most ridiculous part of it to you? And more importantly, how do you feel seeing the culture dragged down to this level? For me, just watching this all unfold is exhausting. It makes me want to turn off all the noise, throw on some real rap, and forget Drake even exists for a minute. I'm also looking forward to what voices like Jeff have to say, because, trust me, the conversations around this are only getting louder, and if you made it this far into the video, I already know you care about defending the culture just like I do. So make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and share this video to keep the truth alive. It helps way more than you know. And if you want to see how Drake was already signaling he was about to crash out on Kendrick before this lawsuit even dropped, his last live show gave it all away. Go check out the suggested video. It connects every dot.